Hey everyone, welcome back to Epic Film Sleuth. Today we are going to recap the blend of action, drama, and fantasy movie Uglies. So let's watch this without wasting any time. Imagine a world in which everyone turned into their perfect version at age 16. Beauty is no longer a choice, but rather compulsory. For Tally Youngblood, however, the road to perfection brings surprises. Ever closer to becoming a pretty, she can't help but wonder what truly defines beauty. Let's watch this movie full of drama, fantasy, and adventure. The movie opens with a narration explaining how, centuries ago, humanity exhausted the planet's resources, resulting in chaos and war. After that, a team of scientists took it upon themselves to solve the problem. They succeeded in genetically engineering a white orchid, whose extract was used as a renewable energy source for modern civilization. Balance was restored, but it didn't solve the world's greatest challenge: human nature. People were still divided into classes, clans, and nations based on their differences. In response, scientists came up with a radical solution known as the transformation. At the age of 16, everyone undergoes an operation that transforms them into the most beautiful and perfect version of themselves, known as Pretties. Those who have not transformed are called Uglies and live in dilapidated dormitories far from major cities. In the next scene, we meet Tally Youngblood, a 15-year-old girl who is eagerly awaiting her surgery. She sneaks out later at night with her best friend, Paris, to watch the city where the Pretties are partying. Tally feels impatient, as she still has 3 months to wait for her operation, while Paris is scheduled to be transformed tomorrow. She asks him not to change after the surgery, and he assures her that he won't. We also see matching scars on their hands, and Tally asks Paris to keep his scar even after the surgery, to which he agrees. The two then agree to meet on the bridge separating the city in a month, so Paris can tell her what life is like on the other side. The next morning, a graduation ceremony is held for those turning 16 that day. The chief overseer, Dr. Cable, addresses the kids and announces that the procedure will make them perfect, both inside and out. They'll be free from discrimination based on the way they look. She then summons the future Pretties, and Tally reminds her best friend, Paris, of their meeting under the bridge in a month, and he promises to be there. Upon returning to her room, Tally misses her best friend deeply and reflects on the time when they first met. Their parents dropped them off at the facility, and Tally was insecure about her squinting eyes, while Paris was worried about his crooked nose. As a result, they gave each other the nicknames Squint and Big Nose and developed a close bond over time. They also intentionally cut their palms and made a scar as a pact of their friendship. In the following days, Tally sent several messages to check on Paris, but he didn't respond to any of them. Finally, a month later, she sneaks out her window and heads to the bridge to meet her best friend. But to her disappointment, he doesn't appear at all. Tally worries about what happened to him, so she decides to cross the bridge and enter the city. Shortly after, she arrives outside a party where several people are throwing masks. Tally picks up one of them, which instantly makes her beautiful. She enters the party and notices many Pretties having the time of their lives. Soon, Tally comes across Paris, who now looks much more attractive than before. Hey, if you are enjoying this video, make sure you subscribe and press the notification icon so you don't miss future videos from my channel. Enjoy! However, he doesn't recognize her, so she takes off the mask and her appearance returns to normal. She questions why he didn't come to the bridge, but Paris, strangely, doesn't seem excited to see her and says she shouldn't be there. To add, she notices his hand and sees that his scar has been erased as well. So Paris explains that he realized he didn't want the scar anymore. Just then, their conversation is interrupted when the authorities detect the presence of an ugly in the city. Tally then swiftly flees the scene and grabs a jumping vest along the way. When she's about to be caught, she jumps from a skyscraper, but the special vest saves her, and she manages to reach the bridge. However, Tally is still being pursued by the official's plane, and just as she is about to be apprehended, a girl named Shay appears to her aid. She pulls Tally onto her flying hoverboard, and the two of them take off home together. They manage to dodge the plane and soon arrive at an isolated place. The two then introduce themselves and discover that they both enjoy breaking the rules. They also find out that they are both turning 16 on the same day. In the following days, the girls form a strong bond, and Shay teaches her how to use the flying hoverboard. She also gives Tally a secret book to read that describes what the world was like before all the chaos. Meanwhile, Tally demonstrates to Shay how to exploit system flaws, such as using her ring to obtain food or escape her dormitory at night. The girls find it very exciting, so they sneak out through the window and engage in mischievous activities every night. The scene then cuts to 2 months later, just before the day of their big surgery. Tally expresses her excitement for the next day, but Shay suddenly admits that she doesn't want to undergo the surgery. Upon hearing this, Tally claims that getting older and wrinkled contradicts everything they have been taught, but Shay believes it's okay to age naturally. She then tells her about the Smoke, a rebel group that fled the city after rejecting cosmetic surgeries and now lives in the deserted forests. Tally dismisses it as a myth, but Shay insists it is real and invites her to meet in an hour. Later, the two meet by a river and leave their rings behind so they won't be detected. The girls soon arrive at a ruined city far from the major city, where Shay starts a bonfire with flint and steel. She then reveals that she's summoning David, who's the leader of the Smoke. Hearing this, Tally panics and explains that if they get caught and their surgeries are canceled, they'll be completely alone. But Shay explains that in the Smoke, nobody judges others by their appearance, and it's about who they are on the inside. Following this, Shay invites Tally to join her so that they can both be free. But the latter responds that she doesn't want to be free, but rather perfect. This disappoints Shay, but she still gives Tally a sheet of paper with directions on how to find her if she changes her mind. As another bonfire lights up in the distance, Shay realizes that David is nearby. The girls then say their goodbyes, and Tally tearfully watches as her friend leaves. The next morning, Tally is ready to become perfect, but to her dismay, she is brought to see Dr. Cable instead of the operating room. Dr. Cable then informs her that Shay is missing and might have been brainwashed by a man named David, who manipulates others into joining his group. David, a mysterious figure, detains people against their will and threatens Shay's life. Tally, a young girl, is assigned by Dr. Cable to help her find the weapon that threatens the city and their way of life. She learns that David is developing a weapon that will destroy the city and their way of life. Tally agrees to help Dr. Cable and embarks on a journey to find the weapon. She meets Paris, who shares her experiences and encourages her to cooperate with David. David introduces himself as David and takes Tally to an outpost where they meet Shay. Tally discovers that the Smoke members are attempting to destroy the orchids, which are a renewable source of energy. David explains that orchids are toxic and are turning the planet into a wasteland. The group arrives at the Smoke's settlement, where they grow their own food and collaborate. They do not use money, but rely on sharing and bartering. Tally begins working with the Smoke people and forms a close bond with them. One day, Tally asks David about the weapon he plans to use to annihilate the city. David gets irritated and asks her to follow him. Tally is fascinated by David's resemblance to his parents, Az and Maddie. Az and Maddie reveal that they were once friends and were both operated on simultaneously. Maddie and Az were given a cure that restored their cognitive abilities, but after leaving the city, they They have been working on replicating the treatment for the past 20 years. David and Tally, a couple, discover that they have created a serum to reverse the effects of their surgery. However, they only need one missing component to make the complete medicine. The component is still with Dr. Cable and her team of scientists, who are searching for ways to destroy the smoke and their research. Tally is shocked and destroys the necklace in a fire, but she tries to confess her reason for coming to the facility. The next morning, a large number of soldiers arrive, and David and Tally manage to hide and watch on as everyone else is captured. Tally confronts Dr. Cable and reminds her of her promise not to hurt anyone. The remaining smoke members are imprisoned, and David's parents' laboratory is destroyed. Tally explains that she can guide him to the building where his people are imprisoned. They meet classmates who wish to join the smoke and help create a distraction. They use a ring to access a hidden chamber and free their people, except for Shay, who has already been taken for surgery. Paris and Dr. Cable force the group into the transformation machine, but Maddie retrieves the missing component and the medicine is now complete. The group escapes and reach the ruined city. Maddie reveals that she has found the missing component and the medicine is now complete, but she refuses to force anyone to participate in the experiment. Tally decides to be the test subject and promises to leave David a sign that she is still in her right mind after the surgery. Just then, they notice the government aircraft approaching, so the smoke members prepare to leave. As the plane approaches Tally, she exclaims, "I'm Tally Youngblood, make me pretty." In the final scene, we see Tally after her surgery, looking much more attractive than before. She tells the computer that she feels at peace and is satisfied with her new look. However, we notice her childhood scar, which means that she still remembers who she truly is. Thank you for watching. If you want to enjoy more recaps like this one, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share the recap of this awesome movie. We'll see you in the next. Take care.